Hey, what's going on guys? Fuad here with another Middle Eastern video. And this video will talk about how to know if the Middle Eastern man you're meeting with is serious about you. This was a request from a viewer, and I want to address and share my point of view on this topic based on what I have experienced and seen. And I have seen a thing or two, but I think it's also important to drop a little disclaimer that not all what I will be talking about in this video apply to every Arab man you will meet. So just have this in mind while watching the video. A typical thing to say in such a video would be that an Arab man would not try to sleep with you before introducing you to his family, before speaking with your family, before discussing the future with you, and all that good stuff, which is a good stuff for sure. But some Middle Eastern men, when they meet women from different cultures, they assume that they will need to adapt to the woman's culture. So there is an important element to consider in this topic, is that if the man is practicing his religion or not. This makes a significant difference, because if he's not practicing Islam or Christianity and he's open to everything, then he would probably want to be influenced by your culture. On the other hand, if he is religious and he sticks to his beliefs and sticks to his moral values, he would want to influence you by his religion and by his culture. And in this particular case, when he is religious and he practices his religion, the typical signs that he is serious about you can apply. And I can give you some typical signs. The first one, he will want to meet your family. He will not try to sleep with you before meeting your family. Let's say this is the first one. The second one, he talks about the future with you. He'll be protective of you. And the way you'll know this is that sometimes he will not want you to go alone in places. He will be also protective of you on how you display yourself on social media. You can read this maybe also as a little bit of jealousy, because he will think, no, now we are together, and this is also a sign that he is serious about you. And and he'll be like a gentleman, a real gentleman. If the man is also good with his faith, I believe, my own belief is that he will be good with you and he will be serious with you as well. So he wouldn't want to share you with other men. He wouldn't want you to display yourself. He would care about how you display yourself. So this is the third one. And the fourth one, let me give you a general one. The fourth one is applied on every man. If he's taking you seriously, he will make time for you, and not just calling you at night when he needs something or when he feels something. You know what I mean? And the fifth one, let me give you a strong one. The fifth one, he will remember details about you. Like if you're speaking with him on the phone and you tell him something, a subtle detail, in your next conversation or a month later, he will still remember what you told him. And this is a strong sign that the man is taking you seriously and that the man is serious about you. And I think that there is something that Middle Eastern men will always have, regardless of religion and regardless of their practices, which is being protective of you. If you ask yourself if he's serious about you, you maybe think that one night stand or short-term relationship, friends with benefits. One night stands are easy to spot. He will ghost you and you will not speak together again, and it was a one night stand. And short-term, it's also the same. He would be calling you always when he wants you in bed. Even if he takes you to dinner and then in bed, it's the same. They are easy to spot. Short-term relationships, they're easy to spot. What is a little bit more complicated is when the man plays the romantic card, the romantic game, becomes Romeo. He writes you love poems and stuff like that. This is when it becomes a little bit hard. And if you have already given yourself to him, you have already slept with him, and you're wondering if he's serious with you, if you're doubting something about him, the solution to that is you pull back. You pull back from the relationship. And as men, when you pull back as a man, and generally as an Arab man or non-Arab, it's the same. He would try to chase what he thought that he already had. However, if they're playing Romeo and they're writing you love poems, buying you flowers, and you fell in love with them because of that, the longer the game, the higher probability that he will also catch feelings, even if he's not Muslim or Christian. And for sure, making the game longer is not what I advise. And I will come back to this point just in a minute. If the Middle Eastern man hasn't completely assimilated in the Western culture, he would still have dignity and he would still be protective of you. He wouldn't want to see you with someone else. and especially if you had something intimate with him. It's like a king engaging in a brutal war. If part of his kingdom gets invaded, he will fight until death, even if he wouldn't die if this part of his kingdom gets invaded. So if you doubt his honesty and you think that he's playing the romantic card with you, just pull back. And then you will have the power to set the new rules of the game that you have missed when you gave yourself too easily to him. So regardless of religion, I will give you an advice that I would give to a dear friend of mine. You as a woman, you have the power of the dynamic of the relationship you will have with your Middle Eastern man or with any other man, just until you sleep with him. So bear this in mind. If you desire a strong relationship, if you desire a serious relationship, you'll have to build the foundation on which you can build that strong relationship. And if the man is not that type of man who is into commitment, it will be much harder for you to develop a serious relationship with him after you've slept with him. Men generally categorize women based on how hard it took them to sleep with them. And quite frankly, nothing valuable is easily obtained. And everything that is easily obtained is eventually taken for granted. Share with me your thoughts in the comment section, and I hope to see you in my next one.